back. Do I keep the music on? We can keep the music on in the back if we want. I mean, it's chill music.
They'll have. Yeah, we can leave it on. Yeah.
All right, now.
Okay. They'll probably have some sounds on their drafts going soon, so we may cross some wires.
All right, welcome back, guys. We got game number 2, Alliance versus Team Empire here. And if you caught the first game, you know it was a very entertaining first game. A lot of back and forth, a lot of swings, but in the end, Alliance victorious and thus up 1-0 over Empire. But man, I mean, that, the all-in, we were talking about it in between the games, like the all-in of the Troll and the Magnus. That's live and die by the sword sometimes.
It makes Dota pretty exciting to watch when there's this Troll who has a 5-second BKB and a Satanic, and you never know if he's going to get blown up before he gets either of those off, or if he's going to turn around on 100 health and kill everyone, as he did in one fight. And Magnus, whether he's going to land the big RPs that the team needs. So it was an incredibly back-and-forth game because of that. And Alliance didn't like that. They banned Magnus. They're like, we don't want this. Some of these heroes are invisible, but they have they have been picked.
The whole Ricky strategy on either side. That's what we're going with. No, but you see the nameplates below that. It's interesting. On my screen, they're actually good, which is funny enough. But yours and then the actual feed.
I think if you go to the menu and back, that fixes. I say it. Okay.
There you go for you. Right. We'll see if they do it. Anyways, it's a tiny silencer opening for Empire over there. You have an Earth Spirit Vengeful for Alliance. You see the initial bans. Was Brood banned? Yeah. Empire did ban the Brood Mother.
Yep. None of that, they say.
How about the Magnus ban, though, from Alliance? I mean, both teams kind of respecting one another.
It's just, you know, they're a team that will first pick Magnus every game, so may as well ban it. Even though you just beat it, it's take them away from their comfort zone, because my impression understanding is basically Empire with Magnus, you know, that's them at their best. Alliance maybe just beat Empire at their best. It was a close game. It could have gone either way. You take away the Magnus, and they're not going to be at their full potential. It's such a key hero for so many of their drafts, so they're just going to be an easier team to beat without it. So don't give it to them 2 games in a row.
We talked about Marana's impact last game, too, and more so lack thereof. Chappie, a great player. There's no doubt. He has some interesting history, to say the least, but when it comes to his skill in the Dota field there, it's obviously been proven time and time. But last game, it just seemed like that wasn't there, whether that was his fault or that was just a strategy, I suppose, of Empire. I would like to see more out of him is what I'm getting at for game 2.
They play around Kuman a lot. Like, Chappie's kind of the guy that creates space for him a bit, but ultimately you can't play Dota where it's 4 protect 1. That's 2012, 2013 Dota.
That's old Alliance Dota.
Yeah. Well, they were probably one of the first teams to break that meta, because that was when everyone was playing 4 protect 1, and they're like, no, we're going to farm out offlane. We're going to have this guy in the offlane Bulldog carrying games.
I've heard of him, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I believe he's casting Alliance as we speak, actually, as well, if you guys want to check out some other coverage of these games. But yeah, that was very much like the old meta for a while, where Morphling, TBs, Anti-Mages were in every game, and every other hero on the team, their job was to create space for that carry, which it feels like Empire's doing too much with Kuman at times. But it has worked for them. So
the heroes have reappeared here, so we can now see what we're dealing with. The following bans: Phantom Lancer into a Drow, into a Dark Willow. And now one more ban to go for Empires before we get their 3rd pick to come. Again, the Tiny Silencer opening. And see how they follow us up. Tiny's always interesting as far as that first pick, especially because, again, you never really know where it's going to be ran.
Yeah.
Could be so many different. Hell, we saw the support Tiny
Or
yesterday.
different places. Yeah, really. I don't think. Oh, I mean, I've seen support Tiny even in the safe lane. So it's really 5 different lanes.
Yeah.
Well, 3 different lanes. It's not 5 lanes, but 3 different lanes and different roles in the side lane. So
spoilers into Dota 3 right there.
Yeah,
that you're giving
5
David.
lane.
Come on now.
Woo! I mean, that's the evolution of Dota. You turn it into a 5-lane 8v8 game.
That's where things are headed, huh? That would be something.
Dota on steroids. You got to add more people into each game, and you can't do that without some more lanes, some more creeps, a bigger jungle. The map has to be at least 4 times bigger.
Have you tried the new Overthrow, the one that was updated by a community member recently?
I haven't yet. It'd be mean to give it a go.
24-player Overthrow, 8v8v. It's insane.
Yeah.
There's some broken heroes on that mode.
Okay.
Bloodseeker comes to mind.
Because they have the 10v10 mode in Dota, but the problem is you're playing on the same map, so it's just
Yeah.
crowded. Everyone stays super low level. It's like, it just doesn't feel fun when you're low level playing a clowny mode. Like those clowny modes, you need to be getting experience super fast. I think maybe they've tweaked it and actually changed that a bit, but the fun part is, yeah, just lots of fighting, lots of killing, and getting levels and items along the way. But if you're playing 10v10 on a normal Dota map, there's not enough resources to go around.
Yeah, it's underwhelming, unfortunately. Weaver, that's almost surprising that Weaver was left open this long. It does almost feel like a takeaway as well, potentially. A Vengeful Weaver combo is very strong, so...
Yep. I guess Alliance also feel they have an answer for it with Earth Spirit. He's traditionally been a pretty good Weaver counter, having an insta-silence, and then you can follow up with your stun. Weaver, not normally the most mobile outside of Shukuchi, should be able to land that if he's silenced up, so I like the idea behind Alliance not feeling too threatened by it still being in the pool, but also, like you say, it could have been something they definitely wanted.
Speaking of, I mentioned Bloodseeker earlier for the sake of overthrow there, but Bloodseeker considered decent against Weaver.
Absolutely.
Wonder if that could come out for Alliance right here, but amongst others, of course, things like the Reaper Scythe and Necrophil solid. You're going against the Silencer though, so
yeah.
Direction they head.
They're doing a Core Venge here, so.
What do you mean they get Bane? Are you seeing the future?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, whoops. I forgot.
Whoa!
This is what happens when I'm
David!
sleep deprived. I'm like, I forget. I'm gonna focus in.
Oh, look at that.
Cap and I were
Prediction God
struggling the
himself.
other day casting WePlay. Like, oh, there's this here.
It's
Well,
tough. I mean, cat's out of the bag, right? Like we're basically 10 seconds ahead on our because we're getting from their feed, so it's like a 10-second delay for us. So it's making it a little interesting to cast, but so yeah, if we predict something or if we cast something that's not happening for you guys, there's why.
I just need to turn off my monitor or something instead.
I found myself just doing that. Honestly, I was just like, all right, this is more of a distraction than anything. Anyways, fourth pick for Empire, excuse me, over here.
Yeah, Core Bench. How are we looking with that?
Speaking of Bane too, obviously good against Weaver. Back that real quickly, but yeah, Core Venge is you're getting at. Not something we see a lot recently.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is like a look Alliance have shown recently. Doesn't really look like it from any of their super recent drafts that there's been any Core Venge.
Yeah. I want to say when Loda was playing them, especially this last year, they actually did run it a fair amount. It's almost like a flashback, going back in a sense. And I think Loda does actually coach them right now, if I'm not mistaken.
He is their coach, yeah. He's telling him pick some Core Venge. So I found two Venge games in the last, one Venge game in the last 2 weeks. They picked it once and lost in the KL Major. It looked like it was a support. They picked it once in, I don't know what term this is, something zone league a month ago, and it was a support as well. So totally new stuff. Or we could see, Bane as a core is not unheard of. And we saw an Ogre playing 3 position yesterday. There's definitely a lot more flexibility to mess with the lanes these days.
Bane core against the Silencer, though, it seems a little scary.
Not ideal.
You're not going to get as high impact, so that would be the one to turn, I suppose. But Bat Rider, by the way, for Empire coming out, and Bat Rider's interesting as far as initiation goes. They do have saves. That's where I'm getting at. The swap already from Vengeful. You got the Boulder Smash rolling from Taiga. I'm guessing going to play the Earth. This is a flashback to an old school Alliance lineup, by the way. This seems like last week, because now with a Juggernaut on top of that.
That's a loaded hero.
Yeah. So it's like a...
He's there with them. He's like, guys, pick this hero. Do it for me.
Remember
you're up 1-0
when I was playing with you guys last year?
And they're like, we try to forget that. Loaded, please. Don't remind us.
Don't bring it up. Come on. We just qualify for a major, man.
Yeah, let's try to keep the mood up.
Yeah. All the love to Loda, of course. We can't.
I'm so glad he's still a part of the org in such a. He's the face of Alliance.
He really is.
Him and Bulldog.
Well,
It's great that those two guys are still there. It's funny because Bulldog's like very much kind of on the outside, but he still is very much a face of Alliance. Always there supporting them anytime they're playing. He's like, all right, let's go cast these Alliance games.
Yeah.
It is his identity, being the ex-Alliance TI winning player. And then for Loda, Alliance is like, it's his baby.
Absolutely,
it's his thing. He's taken a step back from playing. He just wants to see Alliance as a team return to former glory. And really hats off to him for all the work he's put into it.
Final pick for Alliance coming now. As a Clink span happens after the TA. They banned Arc Warden on the side of Empire. That's, I suppose, like the Koikva Arc Warden could have came out here.
Yeah, so they banned Clinks, and I think the thought process was that they may want to last pick a TA, and Clinks is pretty good against TA mid, so that's why they banned the TA. They're like, oh, why would they ban Clinks? What is Clinks counter? And that's what they came up with. So
Final pick for Alliance.
what's it gonna be?
I wonder. Oh, look at that, a Marana. Okay.
Okay.
So now who's what, though? That's still a little unsure.
Let's have a guess. I'm gonna guess Mickey's playing the Jug. Is he? No, I don't actually know.
Boxy Vengeful, I suppose you could see. I mean, that seems like something that he could do here. Because, like a core Venge is more of like, you play him around the Wave of Terror, you know, leveling up that aura, just really about getting levels on him, and maybe kind of a Helm of the Dominator build even.
Yep.
You could do.
Yeah, it really could go in so many different ways. Mirana, to me, as a 3 position makes a lot of sense with the Bane, but at the same time, you can play it as a 1 position. I think I've already played as a mid. It really is. Anyone can go anywhere in a certain sense.
Yeah.
Mirana's not the strongest mid laner in terms of laning prowess, but with the TA band, it looks a whole lot scarier. And Empire pull out a hero they've played a few times. One of the few teams making anti-mage work or trying to make him work.
This doesn't seem like an AM game, though. There's a lot of lockdown there in Alliance. There's not like that huge Storm Spirit bomb necessarily. I don't know. This feels a little funky to me.
The controller's there. He's got the Silencer Global to protect him from any kind of a Bane grip, or maybe if he gets gone on by like an Earth Spirit combo, just a Global will stop some follow-up stuns. It's a bold pick. They typically have picked Anti-Mage with Lich on their team, so they can do this Lich Anti-Mage lane. They can run that mid, they can run the side lane.
Okay.
They've also picked Anti-Mage a lot when they have Magnus, for the Empower, of course.
They don't have either of those heroes.
They don't,
so,
and that's where I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
I'm doubting this, and this is why, you know, that's why going to the bans, they first banned Magnus, because, yeah, they can beat it. They just showed it, and they could probably beat it again, but I would favor their draft without Magnus way more against Empire.
It's also a support Batrider, which... And it's not even this. Again, this isn't even a game where it screams like, "Oh, Batrider was no. The lasses are going to be free. You know, it's going to be that great initiation." They kind of forced a 4th pick Batrider in there after a Bane, after a Vengeful, after an Earth Spirit, all 3 heroes that are somewhat decent against dealing with that lasso initiation. So it almost seems like Empire. They didn't even look at Alliance. They just kind of put their hands up and like, we don't care what Alliance drafts. We got an idea in mind. This is what we're going to do. Because I got to say, it's just several things are just very questionable.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the kind of synergies are. So Silencer to protect the AM. The Silencer with Bat is quite a strong common duo where you have this hard initiation that can be countered by enemies using spells, so you global silence. You lasso someone, you global, that person is almost always going to just die. So that idea is solid. That's like a tried and tested combo that's been around in Dota for some time. But securing AM's lane, this game looks kind of rough. There's a lot of lane bullies. The Earth Spirit, the Venge, in the 3-position role, the Bane Mirana duo. It's going to be a tough AM game.
As you see, we enter the game and in a pause here to kick things off. But
Tiger's Earth Spirit again. That'll be some good fun, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he had some flashy plays last game, including that save on at the top lane. It was using that Ags effect, something again we do not get to see often. And yeah, it's. You made a great point. We're almost kind of spoiled now when we see these big plays made on a hero like Earth Spirit because he has been around a while, and it's not that new hero necessarily being played, but still almost have to realize that how big plays are being made, and appreciate how easy they make it look at times. Because boy, I've tried to play an Earth Spirit myself, as many others have, and it looks a little different when I play it.
I watched so much for when the hero was just the best 4 position for like a 6 to 9 months period that I was back in Australia playing just some small local LAN with some friends for fun. It's very competitive, and we got to the picking my hero, and they wanted to pick me Earth Spirit, and they're like, "Can you play this hero?" I'm like, "Sure." I've seen it. I know how the combos work. I understand which buttons to push and in which order. I know exactly on paper what to do. And then when it comes to doing the mechanics, oh no, you need that muscle memory. I was 0, 15, and 4.
Yeah,
My team carried me that game.
Doesn't surprise me. It's pretty brutal. You're like, I'm going in with a barrel roll, completely whiff. Here comes a boulder smash. You hit it the other direction. Like, what? I swear I didn't click that. Anyways, Taiga is not that. He is a experienced and very good one, as we saw the previous game. Yeah, flashback though with this draft. Focus maybe on Empire and the question marks there, but on Alliance side, they did go Mickey on Juggernaut. Is what it's going to be. He's heading towards the middle lane. Boxy is on the Vengeful, and Mirana will be played by Quakefuck at the top lane.
Boshka sneaks a bounty rune up top, or he's going to try to, I should say. He's scooching in. Is he going to get it? Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, look at that. Maposhka does take it indeed. So a bit of exchanging early on when it comes to the bounty runes.
And you guys at home seeing those promo codes, you can win a Gaming Predator Series laptop. Or stuff from the secret shop at TI. Head on over to weplay.tv/codes. Enter those codes, stand a chance to win. It's that simple.
Nice.
Unfortunately, another pause. But
something tells me it's going to be a quick one. Yeah, look at that.
Hey.
All right, so back into this one, though. So, yeah, sending Juggernaut to the middle lane. That's not only, we don't see this hero right now a lot, but definitely not in the middle. Against AM, it looks like, or against Tiny. Okay, we really got to focus here. All right, Tiny initially there, and you see he is starting to move, and Anti-Mage, sure enough, is making its way in. So the whole Anti-Mage versus Juggernaut middle lane, just
it's a classic.
Living back here, yeah.
AM's definitely one of those heroes you got to find like the right lane for, and sometimes it is mid lane. There's been times where AMs will go mid against certain heroes, not to crush the lane, but because the side lanes are just that bad. And these side lanes are pretty miserable for an AM to farm in.
Yeah.
I believe this is probably the right place to be sending him. It's Kuman. They're going to make sure they set Kuman up for success wherever he does go.
Oh, yeah. That's important, clearly with Empire's strategy. Yeah, you look at all 3 lanes, in fact, how they're shaping up. Bottom lane, Taiga's going to roll in, at least harass Chappie down there with that big tree. Playing on Tiny, of course. Going up against, like I said, Boxy on Vengeful. And, going back to this Vengeful build, again, being played in the off lane, but you think of the core bench, even in the safe lane, we see these. The hero's not built to be a carry necessarily for the team, built more as like an aura for the team.
Yeah, the build in the safe lane and the off lane is probably not all too different. It'll be similar kind of things. There's probably more room in the Boxy 3-ish position bench to go for even more auras and utility items. Like you want to get, sometimes you see Vlad's, Helmet of Dominators, these kind of aura items that you wouldn't see out of the safe laner, but it may just be the same old Aquila, Treads, Hurricane Pike, Shadowblade could even come out just for an initiation item against like the AM.
Yeah.
Ag Scepter's always fun. You're against AM and Weaver, some pretty elusive heroes, so I actually think the Shadowblade has a lot of value this game.
Speaking of offlane Weaver, you do kind of tend to see maybe a different style of build compared to your safe lane Weaver. We've seen, in fact, I believe it was just yesterday, we saw the whole Ags coming into play on Weaver. Eventually, later on in the game, makes that time-lapse cooldown much shorter, but more importantly, I think, is that you can use it on teammates, of course. And that's a first blood, by the way. Here I'm rambling on, and Taiga just, solo kill on Kuman, as why not, right? He's got that Orbit Venom.
Yep.
Double damage rune.
He's having a great day. Reserve Spirit making its presence known in this game. They did lose that courier down bottom. It looked like Silencer just killed a ground courier. But they're going to kill heroes. They say, we don't care couriers. We're going for the kills. Doesn't actually get the kill. Loses
awkward
his int as well. And this is important. Bench does not want to die here to the Silencer, losing that int early on.
Yeah, gets the kill at least himself. So, the tree! But he healed up just enough to stay alive. So, Boxy will indeed survive. Chappie also living that. He doesn't have any regen currently on him. Yeah, Chappie's going to have to play very scared here.
Yeah, he may have a TP regen coming in, though, which is, I guess, why he's staying in lane.
Yeah.
It's like Silencer TP's down there to help him out.
I still can't believe Earthspirit getting a solo kill on Anti-Mage, just catching him going for that rune, and that's a hell of a start. You look at the CS, by the way, on the left-hand side of your screen. It's being very well dominated by Alliance as a team. In fact, that middle lane, Anti-Mage's not doing horribly, but now with that death, he is falling behind. He gets 7 denies of Juggernaut, too.
Still a sub 1k gold lead. Often you'll see, like, these 3 heroes winning the CS early on, and you'll quickly get to a 1, 2k gold lead. But we're 4 minutes in, and it's actually, it looked very red favored with the top 3 initially, but they're actually all farming okay on the Radiant side as well.
Yeah. Silencer, he's rotating around, I suppose, for that 4-minute rune. It looks like it's going to spawn top, though, or regenerate even. Will be there. Taiga's also heading over, but gets there a little bit later, realizing Kuman will just pick it up and get some health back at least. Not the biggest regenerate value ever. Batrider, though, just doing Batrider things. Again, a support Batrider.
Yeah.
Farming in the jungle a little bit.
Yeah, some definitely saying it's been experimented with from time to time, this 4-position bat, or even 5-position from some teams. And, oh,
okay.
Solo kill back on him.
Yeah.
3 points in the mana break, just burning through his mana pool and chasing him down.
I wonder if they're going to show a replay here, because I would be very curious to see how he even got there in the first place. I mean, Anti-Mage killing a solo Juggernaut. We've had a lot of already, or a couple of questionable things happen this game. Feels like they shouldn't. Because I don't know, how does that? I mean, Mickey's, I don't know, that must have been your typical maybe overextending a little bit too much and capitalized.
He probably got low and was thinking he would back off and use his salve or his healing ward, and then AM either snipes the healing ward or just chases him down and he never gets a chance to use his salves.
Yeah.
Because he is holding on to several salves. And this lane's pretty rough for Mickey. He's just always sitting on 0 mana because Kuman's got all these points in mana break. So anytime he goes in for last hits, AM's just right-clicking him.
It's one of those matchups, though, at the same time where he's not necessarily desperate for mana as a Juggernaut, I suppose. I mean, you know, might be wrong on that. Obviously, having that spin utility would be nice.
Yeah, it takes away. I mean, he's going max Blade Dance because of the matchup.
Oh, okay.
A 1-1-3 build.
Yeah.
He just knows he's not going to get a good chance to use Blade Fury. Level 1 Blade Fury is pretty bad. It's a 42-second cooldown compared to the 18 seconds at level 4, but it's like, what options does he have is kind of, I think, what he's thinking in this mid lane as a Jug. He's just losing all his mana. He wants to be able to trade right clicks, and the max out Blade Dance gives him a better right click trading. But even Blade Dance, it doesn't scale very well. Oh,
There we go. So yeah, they were curious too. Or no, it was this bottom lane. This was Silencer going down. Okay. Yeah, Maiden falls at the bottom lane. Come back, and Maboshka's dead at the top lane on Weaver.
Oops.
That's Mirana Bane. Something tells me a sleep arrow combination may have came into play there.
Sounds about right.
Oh, middle lane. Mana Void going to be activated. Mickey spinning off just had the mana to do so.
Yeah, he is a Mango just for this scenario where he gets gank, has no mana, he can just Mango Blade Fury away. That's pretty much what the purpose of his Mango's for. It's 125 mana, his Blade Fury is 120, so if he makes sure he pops his Mango and spins before AM hits him, he's good to go. But AM had an Arcane Rune, so he doesn't even care. He's going to have Mana Void up very, very soon. And that was just like kind of a value efficiency play for him to even go for that kill, since it doesn't really cost Kuman anything.
Yeah. Is Mika going to go Battle Fury, you think? And I don't know exactly what he's building.
I don't think so. Probably, it looks like he's going to treads Yasha queued up, but it sounds about right as far as what items he would want to go for.
So Anti-Mage, of course, going the Battle Fury himself, but it's one of those cases, I suppose, with AM going the Battle Fury and having AM in general, trying to, you know, secure the late game yourselves with your own Battle Fury may be a bit of a risk as a result, so instead just playing the more aggressive route for earlier game.
Yeah, I think you're just not... You could go Battle Fury, it's not a bad option, but you're not going to be able to keep up with AM at any point, and it just feels kind of iffy on Jug to get Battle Fury these days with how the hero plays out. Also, playing from behind, it makes the Battle Fury feel even worse because you're going to be just getting it so much later than AM that it just feels like, well, okay, I'm going to get this Battle Fury and then I'm going to farm for my next item, and then you get that next item and AM's still an item or two ahead of you. So there's never a point where you can fight the AM if you go Battle Fury, but if you go straight into like a SMY type build, then you can actually fight when AM has Battle Fury and you have like a fighting item. So you actually hit a timing where you can push and do things with your team rather than just be a farm bot. But AM is dumpstered mid lane. He is actually crushing it. Kuma's having a fantastic showing right now.
I mean, your definition of crush it, 45 and 10 versus a 44 and 9. Like, well, I don't know if that's crushing.
It's more with the kill.
Okay.
The net worth difference is about 400 or 500, and the fact you're an anti-mage,
that's fair.
Winning your lane as a solo AM, like it's like I wouldn't say this is crushing if this was like a lane dominator, like a Quap versus a Jug or something, but it's because it's an anti-mage. Pochka, not again.
Yep, that's probably similar to what happened earlier. It's, again, how do you do... One of the more iconic combinations throughout the history of Dota. Taiga goes down bottom lane though. Chappie got credit for the kill. Vengeful's in. However, too deep. Chappie with a toss, and down goes Vengeful. Okay, the illusion will eventually finish off Chappie to at least get a turn kill, but still 2 for 1 in favor of Empire at the bottom lane at least.
Action, these side lanes heating up, which is actually okay for Empire because AM's just free farming mid while all this is going on. They are losing a few too many, perhaps for their liking. Yeah. They lose their bat now, they lost their tiny bottom, but in the context of AM free farming the mid lane, this is not all bad news.
True.
That lane's been vacated by the Jug. He just doesn't feel he can lane there, and I don't blame him. I'm not sure who the best hero to send against the AM is right now. You send a Mirana, Voidfir's going to have his mana pool get burned down. No one can really harass him out of lane with this Ring of Health Aquila build that AM's got right now.
It's almost like you have to accept that he's just going to get his farm, unless you want to do some kind of smoke play, I suppose, and actually try to gank him, but trying to compete in that middle lane with him, yeah, as you're getting at, just doesn't seem like it's realistic right now, especially with the start that he's had. Bottom lane, Vengeful, going to be tossed back in even, puts the stun out. I believe he still has a swap if it is necessary. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't even have it leveled up. Looks like either way, Moonlight Shadow's activated. Taiga, he gets blocked. Great job by Chappie stepping in front. Boulder Smash on both, though, will not save him. In the back lines, that's Batrider melting away. As a support, Avalanche connects on both, though. Trying to run still. The Moonlight Shadow's just wearing off now. The kill bait with the Mana Void, as all of a sudden the Anti-Mage does show up. Boxy, tree throw on top of it. The Wave of Terror puts a stun out on AM. There comes a Siege Creep launching through the air, though.
Big juke so
the
hard.
Toss, but yeah, the jukes are real. They kill Silencer, and Boxy is still alive. The Juke Master, apparently. Anti-Mage will go in to clean up for the kill on top of that Avalanche, but now Kuman's low. If he goes down, that is definitely not worth it. One auto attack, he does go down. Boxy, in fact, gets credit for the kill because of that whole Vengeance Arrow thing.
What do you
400 gold
think? That was just a crazy dive there. The toss almost works against them because it just creates a unit that kind of body blocks the anti-mage. And at level 1 toss, it did no damage because of the range drop as well. So big rotation from the anti-mage, and he's going to be regretting that one for sure.
Yeah. Bottom. Apparently, they want to go right back at it. At least potentially. Bane and Silencer exchanging some blows, but ultimately nothing really going to come from that. Mickey, meanwhile, he'll take out this Prowler Ancient Camp. There's the job there. You see that Yasha, as we mentioned earlier. So Mickey just going a very kind of bulky build earlier on. Great fan, the Ring of Acula, the Power Treads.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what he gets after the Yasha. The SM-wise, I don't know. It's just like a not very cost-effective item. Yasha into maybe.
Yeah, I'll get that initiation, help with that. He does have a Vengeful to enhance that damage, so as well as the attack speed or attack speed from Mirana. As bottom lane, we do see some fighting breaking out. Silencer, that was a global silence used and doesn't even save himself. I suppose it helps save Tiny, but not the best one.
Chappie's farming all too great here. Has the blink queued up, but just treads Aquila so far. See if he can catch himself back up into this game.
I believe Boxy was going for the Helm of the Dominator. Check back at him. It looks like it.
That queued up, yeah.
There you go. That's a double damage on Kuman. He's running after Bane. Cannot catch up, though. Has a blink, but of course blinking into the tower. Pretty risky, it sounds like. Sayum, he'll be picked off. The Mana Void takes out Vengeful. However, Kuman again is getting low. That's going to be a Boulder Smash. Bane is here as well with the Brain Sap. Might not even need it. There you go. Brain Sap finishes the job, and Sania credit for the kill. 358 gold going his way, but more importantly, that's another death on Anti-Mage, slowing him down, and you have a mid-tier 1 going down in favor of Alliance now.
Yeah, it's just a great sequence of events for Alliance. They're just rotating really well with the Earth Spirit. They're finding ways for Jug just to catch up on farm after a kind of rough laning stage, and AM dying twice in the last, 3 minutes is really bad news for Empire considering his good laning stage. You think AM with a good laning stage, the game should be not in the bag and wrapped up, but it should be in a pretty favorable place for you. This is a hero that's meant to struggle in the laning stage and have to play catch-up more games than not, and Kuman instead has kind of forced himself to have to play catch-up by going out and dying a few times.
Yeah. Chappie, the Blink Dagger, taking a look now. In fact, you see there, it's still a fair amount off, only 530 gold. It looks like it's next in line, but don't expect that for another good 3 to 4 minutes more than likely. At this time, top lane, speaking of Chappie, he's trying to find a kill to help with that, but Taiga, as usual, a little too elusive, is just going to head down, and Weaver's even up there. You see on the mini-map, all the way to the north, still trying to hunt for him.
Yeah, Chappie was trying to get the toss on the Weaver. It looked like just couldn't connect, and Taiga's just going to sit here, camp, wait and see if they push. If they do, his team could rotate, and he's in a great place to flank them and set up a good fight with an initiation of his own.
Bottom, though, being heavily pushed between the Mirana and Ventral, and that will be another tower kill in Alliance's favor. Not mistaken, they now have 2 tower kills, whereas Empire doesn't have one themselves just yet, so okay, another thing that's favoring Alliance in this game.
Lane, the Earth Spirit still hasn't left. He's setting up. His team's rotating him with TPs.
That's a roll in. Vengeful here as well. Swap. No, Global Silence still doesn't have the swap, by the way. But anyways, they are in pursuit. The Global Silence just kind of delaying this, it feels like, though. Magnetize is up, taken away on Chappie. Puts another Remnant down, keeping it going, tossing the air. Trying to save himself. He gets cut off eventually, though, and they lose the Silencer on top of that. So a 2-for-0 double kill going the way of Poikbob when it's all said and done. And meanwhile, bottom lane, it looks like Juggernaut was pushing down there. And still farming, however, ooh, that timing. That was actually Weaver pausing it.
Yeah. Interesting one. It looks like we're going to have an insta unpause as hopefully we can cut back in.
Server, go back.
There you go. He's on it. Oh. Are they on Mickey?
Oh, the feed script, Omni Slash on top of that. Gonna get one turn count. Kuman, a defeat ties as well. Oh my gosh, the turn, the supports, the save, everything was beautiful.
Bane showing up at the perfect time. They should not have chased. This AM's game has just been turned around in the last few minutes. Another death. 3 deaths around this 10 to 15 minute stage. Hurt the AM at his farm, his iron progression. He's number 3. He was top of the net worth chart for the entire laning stage. And now he's completely thrown away that lead.
Top lane, that's yet another tower kill. Again, the objective game is on point for Alliance. We see our first lasso of the game, I want to say. Loxy getting pulled in, and it will be enough. The silence on top of that actually does burn him down. Yeah, I keep noticing, I keep almost expecting a swap play, but looking at him now in game to confirm, he doesn't actually have swap yet, despite being level 10.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Yes, what? Nothing. There's a lasso to cancel, but nothing super crazy. We'll get another look at this nice little fight.
Yeah, that was something. The timing of Insanity, I mean, couldn't have been any more perfect, really.
Even Tiger showing up as the grip was about to wear off. AM, I believe, most likely lives there, if not for the Earth Spirit. You could get that blink away and just get out to safety. So hits the silence while he's rolling.
And now they're looking for a play middle lane. That was Vengeful coming in to set up a smoke. They're going for anti-mage again. This time, though, Kuman's a little too quick. That was well played on his part. Able to blink away in time. I'm also noticing Vengeful went the 4-4-1 build on top of no swap. Maxing out both his Magic Missile and the Wave of Terror first.
Yeah, just more of a fighting build. He knows he wants to be involved in all of this action. He's already been in 10 of these early kills here, so we see some more of that from Boxy.
Huh. Mickey, a little bit of a change-up. We did see the Yasha queued up and everything earlier, but he ends up committing towards a Battle Fury instead.
Yeah, the game's changed in such a way where the Battle Fury is better. He's no longer behind AM. If he was behind AM and AM kept on snowballing and got this Battle Fury super fast, you don't want to go Battle Fury. But because you get Battle Fury before AM, you can now keep up and accelerate your farm and out-farm him because this Battle Fury comes so quick. So it's actually gone from a bad Battle Fury game very quickly into a good one just because of 3 AM kills. AM dying 3 times and not farming changed everything.
Something we haven't referenced either, as we see on your screen right there. I noticed the Vitality booster queued up, and I meant to bring that up earlier, but he ends up going a Vanguard first, and so he still doesn't have that Battle Fury now.
This is the build I think I've seen him do every time on the AM. It just, he likes the added survivability. The nice thing with the Vanguard is you can go farm a lane with it, and if the enemy team doesn't have the right heroes, you're kind of unkillable farming a lane. Like, maybe they can bully you out of the lane by just going there, but realistically, it's very hard to kill this AM. It is possible. They've got Fiend Script, but there's Global Silence. So if Global Silence is up, AM can farm anywhere he really wants on the map, and he's unkillable because of this Vanguard.
Unfortunately, another pause, so apparently some occasional hiccups here and there today throughout this series. So for the most part, they've been pretty quick. Again, guys, to kind of recap what's going on, this is the Reshuffle Madness. BreakyCPK joined by GoDz here with your coverage, and this is the lower finals. Alliance is up 1-0 in this best of 3. The winner will ultimately advance on later today to play Furzy in a best of 5, no advantage whatsoever. You know, I'm actually curious while we're in this pause on your take. ESL, they chose to do a 1-game advantage best of 5 recently in their qualifiers in the grand finals.
Okay.
So the winner team would go in with a 1-0 advantage. That's something in esports in general and in competition that we've always had discussion with. I feel like in Dota, it's been considered to be, you know, maybe not the greatest. They've always liked the straight up best of 5. But there are other games like fighting game scene, for example. They usually work with the whole, if you come from the lower bracket, you need to win 2 series.
Yeah, it's
where
not
the
even,
winners just needs to win 1.
It's not just an advantage. It's like a full. That's like
Yeah.
the true double elimination.
Yeah.
Where you give that team coming from the winner bracket a second chance.
Yeah.
Because it's double elim. The whole point is you have to lose twice to get eliminated. That's
So
the
within
literal
Dota,
meaning.
do you think there is any? Obviously, time constraints make it different too, but
Yeah, it's I mean, I think with Dota, the initial early years of Dota, most BO5s had a 1-game advantage. Starladder were one of the people running the majority of events, and all of their grand finals were 1-game advantage BO5
okay.
in a double elim tournament. But what ended up happening is Valve did not like 1-game advantages, so they never had it at TI, and as a result, other organizers were just like, well, this is what Valve says.
how it played out,
They
okay.
Valve say this is how a double elim should play out. That means we're going to do it too. And the players ultimately wanted it to be that way because that's what, that's what it's like going to be like at TI itself. So,
It does take away from hype. Again, I understand both perspectives. I really do. It's something I've always kind of just gone back and forth with myself. And
yeah.
I liked seeing it from ESL because, again, it was kind of a change of pace. But at the same time, I get why the true best of 5 with no advantage is also.
Yep. It's one of those things, if you're in the winner bracket, end of the day, you deserve to win, you should be able to win a BO5 and not need that 1-game advantage, but it's also like, well, maybe you're in the 1-game advantage. Who
I believe
knows?
usually they get like the coin toss advantage, right, where they'll get the win on that.
Yeah.
For the first game at least.
And often the team has to play 2 matches in a row coming from the lower bracket.
Yeah.
They play the lower bracket final, then the grand final, so it's potentially 8 games, which is
Exhausting.
Yeah, very exhausting when you're talking about this.
You're just playing video
grand
games.
finals.
That's not exhausting. What are you talking about? I love seeing that response. Like, just click on the keys, play video game. Like, guys, come on.
Sometimes it definitely helps teams because they get that momentum going forward.
Yeah.
That's been talked about, and I know at least, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 TI winners have come from the lower bracket. I know Liquid
The last
did it.
2, yeah, I guess Liquid did it 2 years ago. Yeah, this year was not. but-
IG did it at TI2, I want to say. Newbie will win a bracket, I think. I don't know. Yeah. It's often been the case where at least maybe close to 50%, a bit less than 50.
Yeah.
I'd say 3 out of 8 would be the bracket.
All right, good side podcast there that we had.
Yeah, okay.
But we got a game
What's
in
that?
front of us once again. There was a little bit of action, but you see overall right now, Alliance 7,000, net worth lead 17-9. We're coming up to 20 minutes of smoke play from Empire. Oh, did that arrow hit? I think it did.
Yeah.
But either way, he picks up the bounty rune still, so.
So Jug's suddenly owning. And by owning, I mean owning creeps. He's 1-1-1, but he's been able to farm his way back into this game. He's doing what Animate should have been doing this game. Just hitting creeps, getting ahead, and staying ahead.
Yeah.
AM, he tried to be too fancy and force fights and get involved.
Middle lane, spin away. Taiga, can he get out too? Man, is he fast? That's a haste rune for you. Poshka's in pursuit, but I don't think he's going to be able to do the damage to secure anything. And Taiga just keeps running, so the jump chance from Empire comes up short. I believe Battle Fury is finally finished, though, on Anti-Mage. He just picked it up as that fight was breaking out, so they do at least have the tool now.
Bane. Oh, no. Bane's there, top. AM just blinked in.
You see the global silence used. We're watching the middle lane action.
That global is to save the AM top.
Okay. Taiga will go down as a result. The swap finally coming into play for Boxy, but in that case, didn't necessarily save him. You mentioned, though, at the top lane, while that middle exchange was taking place, there was all of this. Koikfa gets pulled back in with the lasso. He's burning to the fire, but Moonlight Shadows pretty good when there's no detection on the other side.
Yeah, what are you doing, Bat Rider? I know you want to blink dagger, but
You need that dust.
someone's got to carry dust, and not just someone, several people.
Aether Lens.
Okay.
I want to say that was probably Bane's. Yeah, it looks like it was Bane's Aether Lens.
You mentioned Insania, he likes to be a bit of a greedy support. And 21-minute Aether Lens as a 5-position Bane sounds not too bad.
He also has a level 10 talent, right? Yeah, the 100 cast range. So
Yeah.
with an Aether Lens, I mean, these Fiend's Grip sleeps and everything, it's quite quite the distance.
The issue is going to become in team fights. I feel like Maiden's job is just going to be the global silence fiend script. The only thing else you consider global silencing is the Earth Spirit combos, but he often uses his full combo to initiate. Like, he's going to silence and then stun right away. So at that point, why global? Because he's used his spells. Like here, like if your back gets gone on by a silent stun, there's no point globaling because he's already seen the spells. I'll take another look at what happened to help. Initially, it was Bane getting a grip. AM blinked into farm, and Bane used grip on him, but global was instantly used to bail him out.
You see there again, almost killing Mirana. She did get the BKB delivered as that was taking place. Didn't come into play, but still has that now. So as 5 Alliance, it's only Batrider dead, but Alliance feeling very comfortable about where they're at. Again, they're going up against an anti-mage who's still just, he's not looking to fight. He's looking to farm, and they're very aware of that. So they are indeed going to secure Roshan, and Mickey picks up the Aegis. No surprise there. And Mickey now is shortly going to be finishing that Manta style, looks like. And then he does have a blink queued up, as mentioned. Chappie, meanwhile, trying to get out of this situation. Boulder Smash going to miss. The barrel roll as well will come up short. Puts a silence up with a static grip, but I don't think that's going to lead to a kill.
Status resist makes that kill very difficult. Yeah. The Nightmare, the arrow, none of that lasted very long. Chappie does get out with some help from the Hurricane Pike Weaver. Not an item I would have expected to see this game on Weaver. And
yeah, I almost feel like that Ags play could have been decent for him.
Yeah, these like 3-position off-lane Weavers, we've seen a lot more Ags, like Medallion Ags type build. The Hurricane Pike, though, I guess the idea is he can just help his teammates out the same way an Ags does, push them around, get those saves off. It's also a pseudo damage item, but it is definitely an unusual item to see Weaver rushing.
Radiant's middle tower.
See if it comes into play in the near future, at least, as Mick is pushing in that top lane. You see the bottom, though. Empire, they have 4 heroes down there pushing a tier 2 themselves, but man, that's all outer towers now destroyed in favor of Alliance. Already, we're only 24 minutes in, and this isn't a line of unnecessary screams pushing towers. Mickey, though, bottom lane, he's going to spin to survive, and he has support coming in, so that's going to be the bail movement for Empire, and it will be a success as everyone gets away at least. But Taiga, he's still hunting. Pops Dusty in Miposhka. He still might find him at this rate. No, he's going to be fine.
Give up the chase, but all in all, Jug staying alive. His magic style complete back at base on Courier, and there's a Shadow Blade as well coming out from Mickey.
Wow, expensive Courier.
He's got a lot of farm.
Wait, did he ever finish? Oh yeah, the Manta is going to be finished too.
Yeah, I think the Courier died with it on, maybe, was what happened.
It died with the Aether Lens, but I think he just was late, didn't want to go to the shop or get it. So.
Exactly. Can't really bring it out. He doesn't want to go back to base
to
and
keep
not
farming,
farm.
man.
Priorities. And
Yeah.
he knows. He's doing, as I said, what AM should have been doing a long time ago. AM's got with the program, though. He's on the creeps now. He stopped messing around. He had 3 deaths from 10 to 15 minutes, and since then, he has not died once. So he's had 10 minutes of hidden creeps, keeping up with the AM. He's still a little bit of gold behind, but it could be worse.
That was Juggernaut tearing apart Mr. Batrider. Good thanks to this new Shadow Blade as well as the Omni Slash. Good combination. So a couple of kills. Obviously, you had Weaver dying at the bottom lane just before that. So 2 heroes are dead, and the Alliance is going to make a point to somewhat group up and push that middle lane. Top lane looks like Mirana is still up there. Moonlight Shadow's not off cooldown just yet, but looks like, taking a look now, about 30 seconds or so. Yeah, 37. Counting Taiga. Boulder Smash going to come up short. Good blink away from Kuman. How is Kuman building talent-wise, by the way? I always find that curious. The blink cast range at 15, yeah.
I've seen, I guess I've just seen, he's the only guy I've seen play anti-mage over the last week, and this is the same talents and the same items.
Okay.
The Acceptor is going to be a bit new, though.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Very good against the Bane. Great against not even Omni Slash.
And a big fight breaking out here. That's going to be a global silence used. Right now, Alliance in retreat. Boxy has made his way down. He's already used his swap. Taiga getting low as well. Maiden is picked off in the meantime. That Mana Boy not enough for the kill. Now Kuman's in a bad spot. The Fiend's going to lock down from it. Saying a 4-step away. Can he blink in time? No, he cannot. Double kill. 70+ seconds. Anti-Mage is dead for.
We're going to get several lanes here, I want to say. This is disastrous for Empire. Already down the game, and now potentially knocked out of the Reshuffle madness if they can't find a way to defend this.
That was very similar to the last game, too, in the later parts, at least for Alliance. They do a great job of kind of retreating, doing a bit of a fallback, and then going back in. Last game was the Troll Warlord getting kited, after the RPs especially. This time it's Anti-Mage going into Global Silence, etc. Those big cooldowns being used, Alliance retreats, sets up again, goes back in, and finds the kill. So Chappie, that's a Sentry Ward, buddy. He just walked into. That Invis ain't going to help you there. And so Chappie's dead.
And Mickey still having this Aegis just means he can just push fearlessly.
Oh, yeah.
It's only going to last for another 30 seconds or so, but that's plenty of time. That's around when the anti-mage respawns that it expires. So AM's the hero you're scared of. We'll see them probably back off around them, but they may actually get the full Mega Creeps.
And they're still going. Yeah, 30 seconds now for Tiny. Big initiation for them. They don't have Global for a bit longer even on top of that, so they're definitely going Mega Creeps at this rate. And that could just very likely be the game even if Empire can't somehow make the retreat at this point. Maposh got great Boulder Smash Station script again to start things off there. Weaver locked down by Kuman does jump in very aggressively. He's dead. All right, that's it. I mean, GG's her call. That's,
yep. I would like to point out, Chappie did not rage quit. The observers in the Russian stream have the players muted. He typed GG, comma, good luck. So Chappie being very mannered and not rage quitting there, guys. Don't jump to conclusions just because it's Chappie.
I'm not sure why they have it. I guess I do get why they have them muted sometimes. The
voice lines are gone now. You know, there's some. There's the head shakes and the kisses and whatnot. You get some of those.
It was good manners, though.
Yes.
It was good manners. Absolutely. They said GG, so just to be clear.
Yeah. Give him shit for other stuff, but not that.
Not for that. All right, but Alliance 2-0. As you pointed out, even going into the series, I mean, they were the favorite team, I think it's safe to say. This is the team that qualified for the Major, qualified, speaking of ESL recently. They're on a hot streak to start the season.
Yep.
And they get a rematch against Furzy, which, by the way, the reason they were in the lower bracket was because they lost to them yesterday, 2-0. And I didn't catch the games. We were casting another series, but Insania made a tweet about how they frankly played like crap. They felt really bad in the series. You know, whether or not it's take away for Furzy, I suppose we'll see in the grand finals later on.
It should be good. They're going to be wanting some revenge here. I think Alliance showing they're just the better team against Empire because, to me, these were both games that were winnable for Empire. And I would say Game 2, they should have won. I mean, Game 1, Dota Plus thought they had a 98% win rate, win chance at some point. So both games, I would say Empire had an edge in both games at various points, and quite a strong edge. They just made mistakes. They played sloppy, and Alliance just proved they are the better team because they knew how to take advantage. They knew how to claw their way back in and secure the wins.
Still Empire, third place finish for a $50,000 tournament. Not too shabby. They're going to go home with there. Don't know the exact breakdown, but either way, it's some good chunk of money. But again, Furzy versus Alliance will be our grand finals. Now, I don't know exactly when that's going to be. I know there's a potential there could be a bit of a break. Because if I'm not mistaken, the default time was in about 2 hours from now. So I suppose it may be just a matter of Furzy is willing to move it up. But
it looks like it's staying at, 6 p.m. CEST. I think that was the initial time. So that's 9 a.m. for us. So I think we have a 2-hour break.
9 a.m.
Which is unfortunate, but there's not too unfortunate for you guys because there's plenty of other Dota you can go check out.
There's a lot of Dota going on right now.
Check out some of those other streams. I think BCOP and Lacoste are casting on BTS2.
There you go.
And there's even some SEA Dota happening on BTS3. So.
Still going on. Again, we're in that time again, the beginning of the season. A lot of Dota taking place as a result. So our grand finals, though, Furzy versus Alliance, best of 5. No advantages, simply a straight best of 5 series. Could potentially be a great one, I'm sure. And we'll see if Alliance can get that revenge just simply from yesterday. In about 2 hours from now, enjoy the other streams in the meantime. We'll look forward to seeing you back here for that best of 5 grand finals. I was BreakyCPK, joined by GoDz. The Reshuffle Madness will continue in a couple hours from now, guys. We'll see you then.